The two aren't interchangeable, and what people have done when they frame the question in that way is you're setting up a false choice. It doesn't have to be about a human life versus a job, or human life versus the strength of the economy. We have many small businesses that have operated across this province and done so, I would say, in a very safe manner. Over the course of the last 6, 7, 8 months now. We had a small shutdown in the spring, but we have allowed many of those businesses to remain open yet today. And British Columbia is following a very similar model. And it has been, yes, we have a recent surge in our COVID cases here. It seems to have plateaued where we are, and we're hopeful that now, with a little bit of a tightening of some of the measures that we have, we'll be able to actually drive those numbers down and ensure that we're preserving that healthcare capacity is what is driving some of these decisions as of late. So I don't believe that the narrative of it's one or the other, protecting lives versus keeping your economy open. I think you can actually do both, and I think in Saskatchewan, for the most part, and if you use the fatalities as the measure, we're below the Canadian average when it comes to the fatalities that we have experienced here in Saskatchewan, and we have been able to, in a large part, keep vast sectors of our economy open. Just as important, large sectors of our community have been open as well for much of the summer leading into the fall. We have our schools, for example, have been open this fall. A little bit of a change in Regina over Christmas due to some of our educators that have contracted COVID because of the high transmission rates in our community, which again speaks to they need to come down. But our schools, by and large, have been a very safe environment for the students that have been there. Yes, COVID has come into the schools from the community, but it hasn't manifested itself, and we haven't had large outbreaks within the schools themselves. So the credit goes to the students and the parents, and in particular the teachers in the schools. But the plan that was put forward by the province, the operational plans that were put forward by the divisions, and then funded by the province and the federal government, has proved to be a very strong plan here in the province. And I think that's an example of how we have evolved in our thinking whereas in the spring, we actually closed the schools down and went to a full distance learning model, whereas in the fall, we're actually able to keep those closed classrooms open in a fairly safe environment, I would say one of the safest environments in Canada, and we believe for the entirety of the health of the child, the best place for them to be is in a classroom, but it needs to be a safe classroom. We feel we've had a strong plan in place at numerous levels, and that plan has been funded adequately.